Welcome to Hazel's Heroes for January 1994. Remember, Hazel's Heroes is a program that's jointly sponsored by the Hazel Park Schools and the Hazel Park Lions Club to recognize outstanding elementary students. I think we've been doing this program some 8 years, and we never seem to run out of heroes. We're going to start today with heroes from Ford School and Hoover. And maybe I'll start right over here. You asked to be first, right? Did you ask to be first?
No.
You didn't? I thought you raised your hand and said, I want to go first. You didn't. What's your name?
Chelsea Schirmer.
And what grade are you in, Chelsea?
Fourth.
Fourth. And you go to Hoover School?
Yes.
Who's your teacher?
Miss DeSantis.
Miss DeSantis, and she's a brand new teacher this year, right?
Yeah.
How's she doing? She doing a good job teaching?
Yeah.
What kind of things does she make you do?
She makes us do morning work and spelling tests.
Does she?
Mm-hmm.
What's morning work?
She puts problems on the board, and then she gives us a half hour to do them.
Math problems?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of math problems are fourth graders doing?
Division and multiplication.
You know your multiplication tables?
Yeah.
All of them?
Yeah.
If I were to give you a test right now, could you get it?
Yeah.
Well, let me give you a hard one. Do you guys know a hard one? What about 3 times 5?
15.
Well, that's a hard one, right? That was an easy one. I know some hard ones because when I learned them, I remember the ones that were hard. 6 times 7.
42.
Hey, what's 7 times 9?
64.
3.
63.
Yeah, that's very good. You're only the fourth grade and you know this. You know, I think it was the 6th grade before I ever knew them. But you have to know them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you really do. How did you learn them so well?
I just practiced at home, and I just got better, and then I just got really good at them.
And that's what it is. It's just practice at home, right?
Yeah.
It really is. And I guess when I was a student, I didn't practice as much as I should. I remember when I practiced, my father taught me how to do it. He really did. He said, "You're going to learn these, son." And I did for sure, right?
Yeah.
Because all I had to do is remember them, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what other things do you do in Miss DeSantis' class?
We do social studies and reading and spelling and
Do you have a favorite thing to do?
math.
Math. That's why you know those things, right? Okay. Why are you a Hazel hero?
Because I'm good at my work, and I'm cheerful, and I'm always getting my work done, and I don't talk and mess around.
Okay, and those are really good examples for other people, too, right? Getting your work done is an important thing.
Yeah.
Do you have homework?
Yes.
How many nights a week do you have homework?
4.
4. Every night except for Friday?
Yep.
When do you do your homework? When you first get home, or do you play around and then do it?
I do it after dinner.
After dinner, so you go home and relax a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
You do the dishes?
Sometimes.
Sometime. Let me see your fingers. You don't look like you got dishpan hands to me. Maybe not too many times, huh?
No.
Okay. We're glad to have people like you. You keep up the good work, okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Chelsea. And also from Ford School, we have a violin player, right?
Right.
Oh, from Hoover. Did I say Ford?
Yep.
Okay. From Hoover School, you're a violin player.
Yep.
And how long have you been playing the violin?
I don't know. I started taking private lessons. I've been taking private lessons in violin for 3 years, and I started when I was in 3rd grade.
Mm-hmm. That's when you started your private lessons?
I started my private lessons in 4th.
Okay. So why did you start playing the violin?
Well, I used to go to a school. It's called a Waldorf school. Not many people know about it. Private school.
Mm-hmm.
From 1st grade, you have all up. You get French and German.
Mm-hmm.
In 3rd grade, you have violin. And once you get to 6th grade, you can choose whatever instrument.
Do you like the violin?
Well, I like it, but I don't like to practicing much.
How much do you practice?
I practice 45 minutes a day.
Every day?
every day.
And plus you have homework, right?
Mm-hmm. Crowded schedule.
Crowded schedule.
Quite.
What's your name?
Connie Pfeiffer.
And what grade are you in?
5th.
5th. So you do all that as a fifth grader?
Mm-hmm. I'm going to be 11 in February.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
You've been
coming
pretty
up.
old, huh?
11.
Yeah. Now, why did you want to stay with the violin?
Well, my mom thinks it's necessary, and sometimes I get to pieces which I don't like, but it's sort of fun goofing off and trying. The Phantom of the Opera.
Mm-hmm.
My mom has a tape because she went to see it in Toronto,
Yeah.
and she plays the tape a lot. And I can sort of play it by ear.
Can you?
It's sort of neat.
Oh, so you're real musical.
I guess you could say that.
Anybody else in your family musical?
Not on my mom's side, but everybody on my dad's side. Every single cousin. French horn, piano, cello. So
I understand French horn is really hard to play.
There's flute. There's a flute, and there's drums. My dad used to play the drums, and he's trying to play the guitar now.
Is he?
He's not very good.
Is he teaching himself?
Yeah. He's not taking lessons or anything. He's just basically buying books and just twanging. He really doesn't play the guitar. He just twangs.
That's what I tried to do. I tried to learn to play the guitar, but that's pretty hard. You got, what is it, 5 or 6 strings?
Well, the violin has 4 strings.
Mm-hmm.
I think it has 5 or 6.
Yeah, I couldn't get my fingers to go where they should go on the guitar, so I kind of gave
I
up.
can't either. It's big.
Yeah, it'll be easier for you because you make your fingers go on the violin, though, right?
Well, I got calluses on the tips of my finger.
You do?
Yeah. From playing.
Yeah.
That's not a callus. That's where I cut myself.
Oh, well, let me see the
Scissors.
calluses.
See, I got calluses on the tips of my fingers. And
On those two?
Not as much as on this one, because I'm just starting to try to get a callus on this finger. Because when you first start playing the violin,
Mm-hmm.
you try to play. Usually when you start playing, you only have to play 15 minutes a day.
Right.
That seemed like a lot to me. That
Seemed like a lot, I bet.
because when you play,
Mm-hmm.
you don't have those calluses on your fingers yet.
Right.
They're not hard on the tips, and it hurts your fingers when you play.
Does it?
It gets them sore. And see how pink this finger is?
Uh-huh.
Pink finger.
Pink finger.
You know where that came from?
No.
There's a piece, gavat. There's a part where you're holding your bow, but you still gotta stick a finger out. You're holding it like this, and then you gotta stick a finger out, and you gotta twang on it. Go
Twang
dun,
on the...
dun, dun. It's sort of like a guitar, but you just go like this, 1, and then you go down.
And they gave you a pink
1,
finger?
2. And then after you do it for a while, you're playing 45 minutes every day, and your finger gets tired.
Turns pink, right? Maybe you'll get a callus. Will you get a callus on that finger? You probably don't use it enough, right?
I probably don't use it enough. That's why it's hurting now, because I'm twanging, and I don't have a callus on this finger.
Well, no. You won't have to twang after you take your lesson, right? Because you get over that piece?
Well, yeah. I try to do a piece every week, but when I was in book 1, but now I'm in book 2, and
It's a little harder, huh?
the pages are longer. As a starting book 2, there's like little songs, 2 little songs, and the songs start getting bigger, and I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to memorize these?
But you do, right?
I end up memorizing them.
Well, if you got a good ear for music, it helps too, right?
There's 2 songs that I like a lot. They're 2 pages long.
Mm.
My friend's in book 5 or 6, and she has like long pieces.
But she remembers them?
Every single note.
Every single note. Now, where'd you get all these rings?
Well, I found this one in my backpack.
Well, that's pretty cool. Found it in your backpack?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just showed up there one day? No one
And
claimed
then
it?
I bought these. These are crystal rings. I bought them at Mayflower. I don't know if you ever went there, but they're crystal. And one of the kids in my class goes, no, those are just glass. And I said, it wouldn't be a good idea to wear glass on your fingers, because, you bump your finger and ouch.
Yeah, you could.
So these are,
Well, those are pretty.
this is the little yin-yang sign. It's sterling silver. So
Yeah.
I don't even know what this is made of.
So tell me, why you're Hazel Hero?
Well, all I heard was on the PA, my teacher had, there's a little blurb about me, and she said that I work good with other students, I'm a role model, and other things, how I can do my work and still be humorous.
Do your work and still be humorous.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like you have a good time, right?
Mm-hmm.
You keep up the good work and
Okay.
keep practicing because, you know, that's how you're successful.
Mm-hmm.
People are successful when they work hard and they take the time that they have and they concentrate and they make that time real valuable, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you keep up the good work
Okay.
and keep your sense of humor
Mm-hmm.
and keep your good personality, okay?
Okay.
All right. How you doing?
Hi.
Are you having a good time?
Yeah.
Hey, you got your ears pierced twice, right?
Yeah.
How long have you had that?
3 months.
3 months. I mean, you got them pierced at the same time?
Yeah.
Or did you have one and then you got the other one done?
I got re-pierced.
Oh, you got them re-pierced. Did it hurt?
I got the bottom one re-pierced. I didn't have to get the top one. It didn't hurt.
Didn't hurt? How did they do it?
Like this little kind of gun, like, and they put the earring in it, and they snap it.
They shoot your ear, right? But you didn't have these little rings. You got rings today, right? They don't. That's not how they pierce it with those, is it?
No.
They pierce it with those little ones, like you got up there, little
Mhm.
pearl things. And they put it in a gun and shoot it right through.
It's like a glue gun.
Makes me shudder.
It's like a glue gun, but it's got the hole for the earring to go through.
And then they put the back on.
They put the back on this little part behind it.
Then what? Do you have to take care of those?
Mhm.
What do you have to do?
You have to turn them every day, and take them out and put new ones in, and wash them with peroxide
Peroxide. Why do you have to wash them with peroxide?
to make sure it don't get affected.
Okay. And you're from Ford School, right?
Yes.
And what's your name?
Dessie,
And you have a last name?
McNeil,
And what grade are you in?
4th,
Fourth. Who's your teacher?
Miss Katz.
And I call it Katz, right?
Mhm.
And I got in trouble because it's Mrs. Cott. Okay. And she's new to Ford School this year, right?
Uh-huh.
She's been teaching at Hoover for a long time. Now she's over at Ford School, right?
Mhm.
What are you doing over there at with Mrs. Cott?
We're doing reading, science, social studies, and this. In the morning when we first come in, we have to do the weather.
And
And
how do
then
you do the weather?
she has it written high, low, clouds, winds, barometric pressure, sunset, sunrise, all on board. But then they ask us the high and low.
So you have to kind of pay attention to the news and find out some things that are happening, right?
We just usually guess.
Yes?
Sometimes we get it right, sometimes we go wrong.
Was it colder today than it was yesterday?
Mm-mm.
It's going to be cold tomorrow. I heard that. Did you hear that? What's this thing on your...
It's for lunch.
It's for lunch? What was for lunch today?
A choice of pork chop or hamburger and bun.
What did you take?
Pork chop.
Like pork chops? What do you get with the pork chop?
I don't know.
You don't know. You haven't had it yet? Why are you a Hazel hero?
I do 100% of my work, and I always try to answer every subject.
Okay, Mrs. Cott said in the thing that she wrote down that you are that you give 110% all the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
That means that you try really, really hard all the time. Learning sometimes isn't easy, right?
Right.
Sometimes it's hard, and if you just keep trying and keep giving full effort, sometimes it helps out, right?
Right.
Good job. Glad to have people like you. Take care of your ears, okay? Huh?
Okay.
All right. Don't let that hole get covered back up, right? And our last hero from Ford School. I picked on you already, haven't I? I took your chair. Oh, do people pick on you?
No.
Just me?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. What's your name?
Angela Hilligoss.
And Angela, who's your teacher?
Miss Sarkeesian.
And what did I call it?
Miss... I don't know.
Sarkeesian, right?
Yeah.
So you corrected me on that one too, right?
Yeah.
And I even know her really well. Have I been calling her the wrong name all this time?
Probably
Probably. What grade does she teach?
4th.
4th. We have lots of 4th graders here today, right?
Yeah.
Already. So who painted your fingernails? I see your fingernails have been painted at least one time or another.
Me.
You?
Mm-hmm.
Did you bite that stuff off, or did it just come off?
It just came off.
You don't, do you bite your fingernails? Let me see.
No.
Okay. I guess you don't. And you got a red mark on your hand.
Yeah, I'm hamburger on bun.
You're a hamburger on a bun, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Not a pork chop person.
Nope.
Tell me about 4th grade.
It's sort of hardish sometimes, and the math is easy because last year when I was in 3rd grade, I had Mrs. Bray, and she taught us a lot of 4th grade work so we could be ready for 4th grade.
Did she?
Yeah.
So you've been ready for 4th grade math?
Yeah.
What kind of things are you doing in 4th grade math?
We're doing double timesing with two at the top and then 2 at the bottom, 2
You're
numbers.
kidding me.
No.
You can do that?
Yeah, I did that last year.
You did?
Yeah.
Do you know all your multiplication tables?
Yeah, 'cause we have this thing, it's a chart, and if we get up to our 12s done, then we get a Sunday with anything we want on it, and I'm already done.
You're already done? So you even know what 12 times 12 is?
It's 44.
Right! Did you know that? Wow, you guys know your 12s?
Yeah.
Not that good, right? No, those are hard. So you've been studying that stuff pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Sounds good. And why are you? You're a Hazel hero, and your teacher is Mrs. Sarkeesian. Is it I say it right?
Sarkeesian.
Uh-huh. But you were recommended by Mrs. Havicon, right?
Yeah.
Who's Mrs. Havicon?
She's the lady that stamps our hands, and she's one of our aides.
Okay. She stamps your hand for lunch, right?
Yeah.
When you get there in the morning, you line up and you select what you want, either
Yeah.
a pork chop or pizza or hamburger on a bun.
Or whatever.
Or whatever.
have-
They usually have 2 choices, right?
Yeah, so, and like Tuesdays, they usually have only one choice.
Do they? What's Tuesday?
I don't know, sometimes soup.
Soup?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Mrs. Havicon, why would she recommend somebody like you?
Because when I get my hand stamped, I usually say, can I please get this and that? And I say thank you.
So you're a very polite, nice person, right?
Yeah.
You know, the nice thing about being a Hazel hero is that we recognize all kinds of kids. And lots of kids are doing well in school or can play the violin and do things like that. And we have people who are really, really polite and they do things for other people. And that's you, right?
Yeah.
We're glad to have people like you because it makes a much better place to be. If people are nice to each other, you can't beat it with a stick, can you? You keep up the good work, okay?
Okay.
Glad to have you here. And there we have it from Hoover and Ford, right?
Yep.
Good. And our next group of heroes come from United Oaks and Webster. And I think I'm going to start right here with this person with the sock hat chain, keychain. How you doing?
Fine.
And what's your name?
Danny.
And you have a last name, Danny?
Yeah.
What's your last name?
Couch.
And Danny, you said you wanted to be an actor, right?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of actor and why do you want to be an actor?
Because it beats being a doctor. Because you don't have to go through all the school. And I like how actors act, you know.
You like what?
I just like how seeing people that act, you know.
Okay. Do you have a favorite actor right now?
No.
Do you, what do you think actors have to do to become an actor?
they have to go through some school and they have to audition and you have to be picked and you have to send in a resume of where you want to be at and they have to pick you.
What grade are you in then?
6th.
6th grade?
Mm-hmm.
So you know a lot about resumes. Who taught you about resumes? Where'd you ever hear of?
My student teacher, Miss Abella, she was the head conductor at Meadowbrook Mansion. And then she became a student teacher.
She became a student teacher?
Mm-hmm. Then we went up there and we all saw the play, my class.
Oh, you went to the...
Mm-hmm. And they told me what I had to do to get in there.
Who's they?
The actors.
Some of the actors told you?
Yeah.
So you're real serious about that.
Mm-hmm.
Have you done any acting? Do they have things
Yeah, my school.
at your school?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of acting did you do at your school?
I was an elf.
You were an elf
Yeah.
in the Christmas play?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Did you have a speaking part?
Yeah.
What did you have to say?
I tell Santa not to quit trying to keep on losing weight. And then I had to carry around luggage, and I said a few other things.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So you had to remember lines and say them in front of people. Did you get a little scared?
No. Forgot one of my lines, though, because there's this one elf, he's the main elf, and he's supposed to trip over me and land on another elf that wakes us all up, and he kicked me in my head when he fell.
So it made you forget your line, right?
Yeah.
You didn't do his job right?
Yeah.
Now, Mrs. Dilbeck was the person who recommended you to be Hazel Hero, right?
Yeah.
And why did she do that?
Because I do service stores and I'm better than the captain, and she thinks I do a real good job at it. I don't let no one go through that's not supposed to go through.
Said that you're real good with the younger students, and that you're real helpful to some of the adults that come through there too. Where's your post?
The red doors.
Where are the red doors?
6th grade doors, 5th, and some 4th graders.
Okay, so that's a tough assignment. It's not an easy assignment, right?
Not really, because Miss Ryan's out there and she yells at everyone if they get out of hand.
Ah, so Mrs. Ryan is also helpful in terms
and
of...
Mr. Mayor comes around and checks on me and telling me I'm doing a real good job.
Oh, that's good.
And then there's this girl, Jenny, that works at my doors, and she never comes there. Besides the last few days when Miss Ryan yelled at her, so...
Okay. You know, in service squad people and safety patrol people are real important to our school district, and we appreciate your donating your time for that because it's helpful and it's time that you don't necessarily have to be there, right? All right. Good luck in becoming an actor, okay? Glad to have you on the show. And we have kind of an actor right here, right? You're kind of an actor, right?
Sort of.
Sort of. You were part of
The Nutcracker.
the Nutcracker. Now, where did the Nutcracker play?
At the Fox Theater.
At the Fox Theater. And you were part of that whole process? How many nights did you have to, were you on stage?
You were supposed to do 22 performances, but I only did 20.
20 performances? All right. What's your name?
Danielle Stewart.
And what grade?
4th.
4th grade. And then you were part of the Detroit Symphony's Nutcracker, right, at the Christmas season, right?
Yeah.
And how did you get chosen to be that person?
Well, I go to Farmington Gymnastics Center, and my mom saw a paper, and she asked me if I wanted to try out for the Nutcracker, and I said yeah, and I tried it out, and I liked it, so I joined in.
Right, and you were you were a gymnast. You take gymnastics there. And what kind of things did you have to do for the Nutcracker?
Well, there was all kinds of things.
Tell me a few that you had to do.
Well, I sometimes did solo, and when I wasn't doing solo, I do aerials.
And for those of us that don't know what aerials are, what are aerials?
It's a no-handed cartwheel.
A no-handed cartwheel. How long have you been involved in gymnastics?
A few years. About 3 or 4.
3 or 4 years?
Yeah.
And you go to Farmington to do this? Now, I guess one of the things that I remember reading about you was that that you did this as an extra, and you still went to school and still got your homework done and things like that.
Yeah.
Did you have? You did 20 performances, plus you must have had some practice sessions, right?
Mhm.
How many practice sessions did you have?
Well, before every single performance, we'd have placement, and you'd just walk through what you did, and then so you know where you are and like what you do, and.
So you did that before each of the performances.
Mhm.
All right. Did you have some friends who are also performing?
Mhm. There was all kinds of people.
All kinds of kids your age?
Mhm.
Okay. So you had a number of you that were there.
Mhm.
And what time did you get out of there?
About 9 or 10.
How did you get to the Fox Theater?
Well, my mom or grandma would drive me and a few other people.
Okay. And how do you get to Farmington every day?
My mom drives me.
How many days a week do you go to Farmington for gymnastics?
About 4 or 5.
4 or 5 days a week?
Mhm.
Okay. So are you pretty good at that?
Yeah.
What are some things you can do?
Like, there's a lot of things. And I compete and I do 4 events.
What are the events you compete in?
Vault, beam, bars, and floor.
The vault,
Mhm.
the horizontal bars? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
The uneven bars.
Uneven parallel bars, right. Okay, that's right. What else?
Floor.
The floor. That's a free exercise, right?
Yeah, and you do a routine on it.
Okay. And
Then beam.
and the beam.
Mhm.
That's that little beam and like
Mhm.
that. Okay. That's really good. And you've been doing that for a long time now. And you keep up with your other work. And I guess one of the things that's really important for, I think, everyone to note is that while you're very successful at doing that, you have a lot of support from your parents driving you back and forth to all those events and all those things, right? It's not easy getting from Hazel Park on over to Farmington and then back to Hazel Park every day, right? It takes a lot of time, your own personal time, plus you have to do your schoolwork, right?
Yeah. When I was in the Nutcracker, I do my homework in the dressing room.
You did? Is that when
Yeah.
you did your homework?
Mhm.
Oh, wow. Wasn't it real distracting because there were a number of people there, right?
Yeah.
So you have, it's a credit to you, and you keep up the good work, okay? We're glad to have people like you in our district. That's really good. Now we have a guy over here that's kind of had a unique Christmas idea, right?
Yep.
You were doing something for a neighbor, I understand.
Yeah, we had an assignment. Well, first we were reading a book about young inventors, and we had to make for an assignment. We had to make an invention for this project. We got a grade on it, and we had to show it in front of the class and tell how we made it and all that. Well, we were supposed to make them for an elderly need. So
Okay.
I have a elderly neighbor across the street, and he has a hard time carrying his recycle bin out. And so I made this portable cart for him. He can just put the recycle bin on it, or you can put your garbage on it or something, and he can just roll it out to the curb and leave it there when the recycle truck comes.
That's pretty clever. And you thought of that all yourself?
Mhm.
And you were doing this as part of a class project. Now, who's your teacher?
Miss Fulcher.
And you were reading about young inventors. Where were you reading about that?
I was in our reading book.
In your reading book? And who are some of the young inventors that you were reading about? Do you remember?
William Greenwood, I think he invented earmuffs. And I didn't know very much of the names. They were pretty weird names.
Pretty weird names. What are some of the things that they invented?
Like the gas mask, frisbees, and like this one kid invented this. He hooked up this thing to his school bus, and he hooked it up to his FM radio. And so when, like, if it was snowing out, he wouldn't have to wait outside. And when the bus came, he would hear this signal from his radio, so he'd know it was coming.
You know, there are a lot of kids that have lots of really good ideas, right? And it's just hard to get them produced, but it sounds like you were able to. Before I forget, I want to get your name for sure, right? What is your name?
Jeremy Stefanski.
Okay. And who helps you build this project?
My dad.
Your dad helps you. Did he have you draw it up, or did he let you?
First we had to decide what we were gonna make. Well, I had to decide what I was gonna make, but we had to measure the bottom of the recycle bin cart so we could get a good board for the back of it. So we went to HQ. We got these rollers for the wheels, and we got a rope and a handle. And we got these sides so the recycle bin wouldn't go off. Wood slates.
And you and your dad put it all together?
Yep.
Did you give it to your neighbor?
Yeah, I gave it to him for a Christmas present.
What did he say?
First he was looking at me in a weird way because he didn't know what it was. Then when I told him what it was, he was thanking me and all that. Usually when I always go over there, he gets me a box of cookies or stuff.
Does he?
Kit Kats.
Kit Kats. You like Kit Kats?
And I do work for him and all that.
Oh, do you? What other kind of work do you do for him?
Like in the summertime or in fall, I'd rake his leaves. And when I was over there 2 days ago shoveling the snow for him.
So you just noticed that he was having a hard time, and you used your own ingenuity. I've been impressed with what a lot of kids think about. It's just hard to get them down on paper and hard to make them. And you're lucky that you have a dad that would help you, right? And did you take this cart to school?
Yep, and I had to show it in front of my class and tell it about it and all that.
And it worked out really well. Now, how did it make you feel when you gave it to your neighbor?
Made me feel good inside.
Yeah, it really does. It just kind of feels real good on the inside. You can't explain it. Just feel real good in there, right? Good job. We appreciate guys like you, and I'm sure that your neighbor and your neighborhood is a lot better because of people like you around. I know that we can find many neighbors around that need our help, and it's easy to help out from time to time. You can't ever tell when somebody needs a little help, right? You ever give anybody a hand doing something?
Yeah,
Who have you helped?
my grandma.
Your grandma? That's a good person to help, right? What do you help your grandma do?
I help her with the snow to snow her sidewalk. Then
That's good. That's really good. You know, there's a lot of older people that need our help, and grandparents are some that sometimes don't ask very often, but it really helps out when you guys help out, right?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Eric.
And you have a last name, Eric?
Socia.
And how old are you, Eric?
8.
And who's your teacher?
Mrs. McNeil.
And what grade does that make you in?
3rd.
3rd grade? How do you like it in 3rd grade?
I like it because my next door neighbor on my left side helps me with my math, my English sometimes.
Mm-hmm. The student that sits right next to you. You know, students can help other students, right? You can help other students just like you're helping older adults. Students can help students, and sometimes it's helpful as long as we don't rely on them a whole lot. And I understand that you're doing really well in 3rd grade, right? And I understand that this is a big change for you because you had maybe some problems in the past in terms of school.
Yeah.
Do you know that, Eric, I had problems. I can remember back when I was in 6th grade, I had problems in school, and I decided that I was going to change and do something different. And it worked for me, and it's working for you, right?
Yeah.
You made up your mind that you're going to change, and that's good. And that's a good lesson for all of us, you know that? And you're an inspiration to lots of people. We want you to keep up the good work. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you have homework?
Yeah.
And do you get your homework done?
No.
Sometimes?
Yeah.
We got to get our homework done, right? You keep up the good work, okay?
Okay.
Glad to have guys like you here. This is from United Oaks and Webster, right?
Yeah.
All right. And our next group of heroes come from Edison and Longfellow. We have two heroes from Edison and one from Longfellow. We're going to start here with a guy by the name of A.J., right?
Yeah.
Do you know anybody else by the name of A.J.?
Yeah, A.J. Federoff.
A.J. Federoff. Know anybody else?
No.
Have you ever heard of A.J. Foyt?
No.
He's a race car driver.
I see.
Famous race car driver. I'm not into racing, but I remember A.J. Foyt because he used to race in the 500 on Memorial Day. You ever hear of the 500?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah.
Hey, awesome. Do you ever watch it?
Yeah.
Do you like car racing?
Mhm.
Do you?
Mhm.
I don't understand it very well, I don't think. And I'm not a very good mechanic because you can tell my fingers don't have grease on them, right?
Right.
Yeah. And what's your last name, A.J.?
Hayes.
A.J. Hayes.
Mhm.
And you're a student at Edison School?
Yep.
What grade?
Fourth.
Fourth.
Mhm.
Who's your teacher?
Mrs. Wilson.
Mrs. Wilson?
Mhm.
And how you like in fourth grade?
I like it. It's fun.
What are you learning?
Well, we're learning a lot of division and a lot about the Indians and science. We're learning about the human body.
Are you?
Mhm.
What kind of things are you learning about the human body?
The cells.
The cells?
Mhm.
Oh. What do you know about cells? Tell me about cells.
Well, boy, I can't even remember all of it.
Pretty tough stuff. isn't
Yeah.
it?
It's long.
Long?
Yeah.
Do you have homework?
Mhm.
What kind of homework do you have?
All kinds of homework. We have reading, and we've got, we get math a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and social studies. We get pretty much everything.
You have homework 4 days a week?
Yeah.
4 days?
Mhm.
Every day but Friday?
Yeah.
When do you find it best to do your homework, A.J.?
Well, usually after dinner.
After dinner?
Mhm.
What do you do when you get home from school?
Play with my computer I got for Christmas.
What kind of computer do you have?
A pre-computer 2000.
What kind of things do you do with that?
Well, I play the games on it
Mm-hmm.
and learn a lot from it.
What kind of things do you learn?
Well, I learn about geography and history and,
Computers can teach you lots of things, can't they?
yeah.
And is that what you wanted for Christmas?
That's what I wanted most.
Was it?
Yeah.
And you got it.
Mhm.
How much time do you spend on that thing?
Well, I spent a lot of time on it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time to learn how to make it do all the things it can, right?
Yeah.
And you have games as well as other instructional programs?
Mhm.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Why are you Hazel Hero?
Because I contribute a lot to the class, and I help out with, and I get my work done.
Okay. What does contribute to class mean? What does that mean?
I help my classmates when they need help with their work, and I listen and I follow directions.
Well, that's an important thing to do, right?
Mhm.
That's important for all of us. You know that my boss likes me to listen and follow directions too. Do you know that?
Yeah.
He sometimes thinks I do it better than others. Does your teacher sometimes think you listen and follow directions better?
Yeah.
Yeah, my boss reminds me sometimes I don't listen very well, right? And don't
Yeah.
follow directions. Yeah, that's one thing that we have to learn to make us successful in life is to follow directions and to be persistent. I think your teacher also said that you were persistent, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You keep up the good work, okay?
Yep.
Keep working on that computer.
Mhm.
You'll learn all the things it can do. It does
Yeah.
so many things that we don't even know it can do. When I got a computer at work here one day, I found out that it just did so many things, and I couldn't figure out all the things. You know anything about computers?
Not much.
What do you know about computers? Can you turn one on?
Yeah.
You can?
Mhm.
That's more than some people. What kind of computer can you turn on? Do you know what kind it is?
No.
Is it at school?
No.
Where is it?
It's at my house.
At your house? You have a computer at your house?
Well, those small ones that you can bring with you.
Oh, it's like a small little one?
Yeah.
Is it yours?
Yeah.
It is?
Mhm.
That's really neat. What kind of things can you do on it?
I can do spelling bees and word searches and ABC order and stuff like that.
That's neat. Where did you get that?
For Christmas.
For Christmas. Christmas sounded like it was good to you. Did you get this sweater for Christmas?
No.
You didn't? It looks brand new. Not brand new?
No.
What about your earrings? Did you get your earrings for Christmas?
No.
Well, then they even match your sweater. I told you that earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your name?
Lindsey, Sloan.
And what grade, Lindsey?
Second.
Second. Who's your teacher?
Miss McNeil.
And that's at Edison School also, right?
Uh-huh.
I don't think we had a second grader on the program today, have we? I don't remember talking to somebody second grade. Maybe I just can't remember very well. What kind of things are you doing in second grade?
I'm doing math and reading and stuff.
You know, AJ, one of the things I didn't do to you, I didn't make you do the multiplication tables. Do you know them?
Yeah.
You better be ready, because I think I want to give you one in a minute.
Okay.
You think about them. All right. Do you know all the way to the 12s?
Yeah.
All right. So if I gave you 12 times 75?
That's a little bit too much.
Okay. What kind of things are you doing in math in second grade? Tell me about math.
See, we do, today, we're gonna do, adding.
Adding?
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of numbers are you adding? One number to one number, or?
Sometimes we add, we add, 6 numbers together.
6 numbers together?
Mm-hmm.
In a big long line?
No, 3 are on the side and 3 are on the side.
Ah, okay. Well, so you have 23 plus 35 plus 21, right?
Yeah.
Woo. That's pretty tough stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you like math?
Yeah.
Do you have a very favorite thing to do in school?
Writing.
Writing. Do you mean to tell me that second grade kids can write?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of things can you write?
A lot of words.
A lot of words?
Yeah.
What kind of words can you write?
I can, I'm not quite sure, but they're pretty long words.
Pretty long words, huh? Where'd you learn all those words?
I don't know.
Just know them, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you a Hazel hero?
Because I'm helping my class and I'm getting all my work done.
You're getting all your work done.
Mm-hmm.
How do you manage to do that?
I don't know.
Do you take work home and get it done?
No.
No homework?
But yeah, I've got homework.
Do you?
Yeah, but it's not what I did in school.
No, that's a different thing altogether, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be. AJ, what's 9 times 8?
72.
Oh, very good. Wow, AJ's pretty good at those, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're glad to have people like you. You keep up the good work, okay?
Okay.
All right, good job. And then from Longfellow School, we have a guy by the name, did I remember, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Eric. And how old are you?
9.
What grade would that make you?
4th.
4th grade?
Yeah.
We had a lot of 4th grade students on today. It must be a 4th grade day today, right?
Yeah.
Well, we've had a number of students. I bet you 3 or 4 or 5, maybe. You think? How long you gone to Longfellow School?
This is my first year.
Where'd you go before you went to Longfellow?
St. John. It's a private school.
Mm-hmm. Whereabouts is that?
It's in Fraser.
Fraser?
Mm-hmm.
Did you move from Fraser to Hazel Park, or what'd you do?
Well, I lived in Mount Clemens, and I went to Fraser School because it was close, and then we had to move to Hazel Park, and then now I go to this school.
Okay. How's Longfellow measure up?
Pretty good.
Pretty good school?
Mm-hmm.
Who's your teacher over there?
Miss Maroney.
Miss Maroney. Bet you they don't have did they have a program like Hazel's Heroes at your other school?
No.
They didn't. Okay. We're one of the very few schools that have a program like Hazel Heroes. You know that?
No.
Yeah, we really are. Not very many. You did something that was really kind of extra special, didn't you, to become a hero?
Yeah.
And why don't you tell the people what you did?
When I had to get some stuff from the Christmas shop, and I had to order some stuff because it wasn't in, and then when it came in, I got something extra, so I had to turn it back in.
Okay, so Longfellow School had like a Christmas shop, right?
Yeah.
And you could go in there and buy things for your mom and your dad or your brother, your sister, and grandpa and grandma, or people like that, right?
Yeah.
And they're reasonably priced things, right?
Yeah.
They don't cost you an arm and a leg like if you go someplace else, right?
Nope.
Okay, so you went in there, and some of the things you had to order?
Yeah.
And who ran the Christmas shop? Do you remember?
No.
It was Mrs. Furman, wasn't it? I remember a Mrs. Furman on the write-up about you. Okay. Anyway, you ordered some things, and then when you went in to pick it up, you noticed that you had too much?
No, it was actually when I got to my classroom, I just checked everything, and then I saw the troll, and then I went to turn it in.
So they had given you some wrong things for the same price, right?
Yeah.
They'd given you some extra things.
Yeah.
And I guess what I'm getting at is that you're a very honest fella, right?
Yeah.
You're a pretty honest guy. Now, where did you learn to be so honest?
Well, St. John is a Christian school, and so we always would do that.
You always do honest things.
Yeah.
Okay. And, you know, that's so important for us to remember, right, to do honest things, because
Yeah.
if you were to take advantage of somebody, and then somebody else would be a loser, right?
Yeah.
Boy, we're real happy that you moved to Hazel Park, because that's a really good example to give to other people. Where'd you get the fancy shirt?
I think it was my grandma's sister.
She gave you that shirt?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty nice shirt. You keep up the good work and keep being honest like that, okay? And I hope you're a good example to
Okay.
other people. All right, thank you. From AJ?
Yeah.
What's 12 times 11? That's a really hard one.
122?
I think it's 132. Is that right, Mr. Fox, 132? Mr. Fox doesn't know. Okay, there we have it. Hazel's Heroes from Longfellow and Edison. Thanks. And our last group of heroes come from Roosevelt School. And we have two guys here from Roosevelt. And we've had a good time. We always talk to the students just a little bit before we go on so that they kind of know something about me and I know something about them. And we've had a pretty good discussion here, right? And I noticed that both of them came in, and I noticed this shirt first because I thought it was really Michael Jordan, but it's not, right?
Nope.
Who is it?
Shaquille O'Neal.
Who is Shaquille O'Neal?
I think he's about 7'4", a guy that can tear down the basketball.
Yeah, he's a really big guy, right? Who does he play for? I can't remember.
Orlando Magic.
Orlando, that's right. And he's a really big guy. And he does what they call the Shack Attack, right? I've seen it on TV. What is he advertising?
Pepsi.
Pepsi. And shoes? Mm-hmm. What kind of shoes? Don't remember the kind. But he's a big guy, right? He always, they always beat the Pistons anyway, don't they?
Because when what's his name?
Well, the Pistons are having a kind of a hard time anyway, right?
Magic Johnson, I think. Whatever went to like the
we've lost a couple of our really good players, right? And
especially Michael Jordan.
Yeah, so there's been some problems, right? What's your name?
Joseph.
Joseph. You have a last name?
Watts.
And how old are you, Joseph?
10.
What grade does that make you?
4th.
4th grade. Who teaches 4th grade at Roosevelt?
Mrs. Baker.
Who?
Mrs. Baker.
Mrs. Baker, right. She's a brand new teacher this year, right? She's pretty tough.
Not really.
Not really? Are you learning some things?
Yeah.
What kind of things are you learning in 4th grade?
Social studies, math. Math, I don't like division.
Don't like division? Yeah, that's multiplication in reverse, right? Do you like multiplication?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then you should like division.
Language, daily half dozen.
What's a daily half dozen?
It's 6 problems. It's half 12.
That's good.
They're usually like subtraction, adding, dividing, and multiplying.
When do you do those?
After lunch,
Right after lunch?
after Miss Baker reads.
And so you do your daily half dozen? And that reminds you of all the things you're supposed to do in math, right?
Yes.
Do you have a very favorite thing to do in school?
Art,
Art. Do you have an art teacher?
Miss McMullen.
Miss McMullen. She's your art teacher, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I remember reading correctly, that's why you're a Hazel hero, right?
Yep.
Well, tell us something about art. What do you know about art?
I can draw good. I know that. And she's nice.
Well, that'll get you a good grade. You can draw well and you like Mrs. McMullen really well. She's nice, right?
She teaches good things. She does fun things.
Uh-huh.
But sometimes it's like when we just have to use crayons is like sort of boring.
If I remember reading about it correctly, you can do a number of things in art, though, right? What other kind of things can you do?
Physical education.
I mean, in art, she talks about your being able to do sculpture.
I don't know where I learned that from, but I just started doing that when I went to the Boys and Girls Club. And they had clay, you could sculpt things like out of like the clay, and they'd put in a I forget what they're called.
And bake it?
Yeah,
A kiln?
they get it real hard, and like the one teacher that was there, she made a mask, glass mask.
Mm-hmm.
The one that made the face smiling and sad face.
Mm-hmm. So you've been able to do some of that at the Boys Club?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you went to the Boys Club. The Royal Oak Boys Club?
Yeah.
How you get there?
My mom and dad usually drive me there, or my neighbor
Mm-hmm.
that lives across the expressway.
Okay. So you can't walk there really, right?
No, my grandma lives about a block and a half away from it.
So how many, do you go there?
Not, my card expired already.
Oh, it has.
Yeah.
So you haven't been there for a while.
No, not for about a year and a half.
But Mrs. McMullen said in her write-up about you that you're probably one of the most talented kids that she's ever bumped into, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell you that?
No, but I've had her for 5 years for art teacher.
Is that right? You've had her for a long time, though. And she says you're very, very talented and that you just do exceptionally good things in her class. Right?
Right.
You give it the good work. What are you going to do when you get old? Have you thought about getting old?
Yeah.
What are you going to do when you get old?
Probably write children's books and illustrate just things for reading and drawing.
Okay. So write children's books and be your own illustrator, right? It's an awesome goal. It's an awesome goal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And I noticed your shirt too. You got a pretty fancy shirt. Oh, we didn't ask you where you got your shirt. Where'd you get your shirt? From your grandmother.
It wasn't at Mervin's, but it was by Children's Palace that got knocked
But
down.
your grandmother got it for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got it for Christmas, right? And you got an awesome shirt. Where'd you get that shirt?
My sister picked it out. My mom bought it for me.
Pretty fancy. And I didn't know the cartoon character. Well, I knew this guy was Bugs Bunny, but I didn't know who this guy was. Who is this guy?
Taz.
And are they on TV?
Yeah, 3:30.
3:30?
Channel 13.
Channel
50.
Channel 50 or Channel 13 on the cable channel, right?
Yep.
And do you watch that every day?
Not really. I just go out and play with my friends usually.
Do you? That's what you do when you get home?
Mm-hmm.
And how long have you gone to school at Roosevelt?
Well, this is my first year.
Where did you go before that?
Clark.
Clark. And how you like school at Roosevelt?
It's okay.
I understand that you're doing really well over there, right?
Yes.
So you obviously like it. Who's your teacher?
Miss Rob.
And she wrote really nice things about you, right?
Yes.
What kind of things have you changed since coming over to Roosevelt?
I stop getting into fights.
Mm-hmm.
Start doing my homework and work.
Why did you decide to do this?
I just was sick and tired of getting grounded and getting in trouble.
Yeah, you get grounded at home and get in trouble at school, right?
Yeah.
And we had a conversation between you and I because you and I did many of the same things, right?
Mm-hmm.
At least I told you I did that, and it's true. I did many similar things as you when I was in school. I learned that I wasn't going anywhere with that, though, right?
Yep.
And you voluntarily made a choice to change, right?
Yes.
And when you make those choices, they're not easy choices, are they?
They're not. They're pretty easy, but not that easy.
Yeah, because you have kind of a reputation to live down, right?
Yep.
And that's one of the things that's the hardest, is that we create a reputation for ourselves, and then we have to kind of get rid of it, right?
Yep.
Now, you're liking school?
Yeah.
When do you do your homework?
After I eat dinner.
Then you sit down and do your homework?
Uh-huh.
How long does homework usually take you?
About 5-10 minutes.
5-10 minutes? So you get it done.
Mm-hmm.
And then the big thing is, I have a 14-year-old son, is being sure that you turn it in.
Mm-hmm.
How do you turn it in?
I just go to school and lay down my teacher's desk.
First thing, right?
Yes.
If you get that pattern, you go in there, you do it, and you lay it down, then you're in good shape, right?
Yep.
All right. We're so happy that you decided to do that. You're so happy you decided to do that.
Yeah.
And your mom is so happy you decided to do that, probably, right?
Yes.
Well, how long has it been since you've been grounded?
I think about a month.
A month?
Uh-huh.
That's awesome, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Makes you feel good all under, right?
Yeah.
You keep up the good work. Glad to have you here, okay?
Okay.
You guys keep up the good work, huh? Huh? You're a safety. That's good, because we need those kind of people. We talked about that already, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And when I got into the school, I asked if Morehouse was, if anybody,
Mm-hmm.
and they said no, so, and I said, I'll take it. So I got the end of my street.
That's super. We're glad to have safeties and service squad people, because they're really helpful to us. Thanks a lot, guys. At this portion of the program, we have Superintendent Rasmussen and Community Education Coordinator Ann Brzezinski to give the awards. Mr. Rasmussen, sir.
Just glad to be here again. Thank you very much. Chelsea Schirmer. Congratulations, Chelsea. There you go. Connie Pfeiffer. Congratulations, Connie. Dessie Lee McNeil. Congratulations, Dessie Lee. I had trouble with that step, too.
It's a big one. There you go.
And Angela Hilligoss. Hi, Angela. Congratulations. There you go. Danielle Stewart. Danielle Stewart. There's Danielle. Congratulations. Jeremy Stefanski. Congratulations, Jeremy. There you go.
You're welcome.
Eric Socia. Congratulations, Eric. Daniel Couch. Congratulations, Daniel.
Here you go, Dan.
And Lindsey Sloan. 1 second, Lindsey. I've got one stuck here. There we go. Congratulations.
There you go, Lindsey. You're welcome.
AJ Hayes. Congratulations, AJ.
AJ, was I right on the multiplication problem?
Yeah.
Okay.
They figured it out afterwards.
Well, I figured it out, too. I didn't want to be wrong.
Eric Kidder. Congratulations, Eric.
There you go, Eric.
And Joseph Watts. Congratulations, Joseph. There you go.
You're welcome.
Patrick Lema. Congratulations, Patrick. There you go.
Okay, and that's our program for today, and we appreciate very much you watching. Keep watching for those Hazel's Heroes. They're still out there.